Hello, students. In today's class, we are starting with a new lesson in history. It is lesson 1, Outbreak of World War I and its aftermath. In this lesson, we shall study about the circumstances leading to the outbreak of the First World War. That is, the reasons for the start of the First World War, the countries which participated in the First World War, and how this First World War came to an end. And we shall also study about what were the changes that happened after the First World War. We shall start the lesson with a brief introduction. Introduction. The year 1914 is said to be the turning point in the world history. Why it is said to be the turning point in the world history? Because it was in this year the First World War started. The First World War brought about many new strategy and changes in the world economy. The First World War is said to be the base for the future world, that is the world which we now live in. Indeed, the political map of the world itself was redrawn after the First World War. The historians, therefore, called this as the long 19th century. Many changes took place in 1789. All these changes came to an end at the year 1914. The main reasons for the First World War was the economy, that is the money. Three major empires were shattered. The three major empires are Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottomans. The biggest outcome of the war was the Russian Revolution. That is the biggest unexpected result of the war. First World War was the Russian Revolution. It is said to be the unique event in the world history because it is said to be the first revolution in the world history. Finally, the countries tried to bring about world peace through the League of Nations. So, in this lesson, we shall study in more detail about the First World War and its outcome. Scramble for colonies. What is meant by scramble for colonies? The capitalist countries, that is, those countries which produce more and more goods, they started to search for markets. So they entered into other countries for the purpose of trade, and slowly they started to take the control over that country and they exploited the wealth of those countries. This is what we mean as colonialism or colonization. First, we have to understand what is meant by capitalism. The term capitalism is one in which government plays the secondary role and the wealthy merchants or the business class people who invest huge amount of money and produce more and more goods and earn more profit are said to be the decision makers. So those countries which are economically strong and which produce more and more goods and make more profit out of their produced goods are said to be the capitalist countries. This form of capitalism also led to spread of colonialism, slavery, and the highest stage of the capitalism, which is the imperialism. The capitalist countries wanted to earn more money. They produced more and more goods. They colonized other countries for the purpose of their market. They earned huge profit, that is a surplus wealth. With this surplus wealth, they built more factories, railways, steamships, and other undertakings. Moreover, the development in the field of communication and transportation in the later half of the 19th century facilitated the European expansion in Africa and other places. One striking feature That is one of the important aspect is that the Europe emerged as a dominating power and Asia and Africa were colonized and exploited. Within Europe, England held the highest position in the world leader of capitalism. Demand for markets and raw materials made the capitalist powers to colonize other countries and exploit them. Rise of monopoly capitalism. What is meant by monopoly capitalism? In this concept of monopoly capitalism, only one company will be in market. People should only buy the products of that company or the brand without any choice. This is what we call it as monopoly capitalism. Due to this concept of monopoly capitalism, the old ideas of free trade was completely collapsed. In free trade concept, the people were inevitably given the freedom to manufacture any goods and they can sell it in the market. By the rise of this monopoly capitalism, the old idea of free trade was completely collapsed. There were trusts in USA and cartels in Germany. Trust is an industrial organization which is involved in production or the distribution of any goods. And trust is an organization which takes the control over the supply of the goods and it decides the pricing of those goods. So, these two powerful combines and corporations, that is the trust and the cartels, dominated the government. Already we have studied in the concept of capitalism. What is capitalism? In this capitalism, the government plays the secondary role. So therefore, the powerful combines of the trust and the cartels dominated the government, which led to capitalism. Imperialism and its essential characteristics. According to Lenin, imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism. The capitalist countries used the colonies as the place of market to sell their manufactured goods. And this imperialism was not just about the taking control of over other countries, that is about colonies. It is completely a total system, and the logic of the imperialism is which it introduced total militarization and total war. So therefore Lenin marked it as, that is, he marked imperialism as the highest stage of capitalism. Rivalry of great powers. What is meant by rivalry? Rivalry means it is a competition for the same objective or for the superiority in the same field. So therefore rivalry means it is the competition for superiority in the same field. Almost by the 19th century, European powers had colonized many other countries. By 1880, most of the Asian countries had been colonized by Europe. Only Africa was left out. And this Africa was started to colonize by the European powers from 1881 to 1914. After 1870, England, France, Belgium, Italy, and Germany joined in the scramble for colonies. That is, all these countries started to search for market in other countries and they started to colonize other countries. Clashes among the great powers. Already we have studied that within Europe, England held the highest position in the world leader of capitalism. Not only that, it also led in the industrial growth and the control of vast empire. Even though England was not satisfied with it. Germany and United States started to produce more and more goods and they sold it in cheaper price and they captured the markets of England. So therefore England was in competition with Germany and the United States. So therefore there was a competition of supremacy and there was also competition in capturing market. This led to frequent clashes between the great powers in the places like Asia, Africa and Europe. Asia, the rise of Japan. In Asia, Japan started to grow silently. Japan during the period of Meiji era from 1867 to 1912, it wanted to imitate the Western nations and it started to colonize other countries. First, it fought with China and captured it. So the war between the Japan and China is called as the Sino-Japanese War and it took place between 1894 to 95. That is from 1894 to 1895. China was totally defeated by Japan and the crushing defeat of China by the little Japan in the Sino-Japanese War surprised the world. Next, Japan captured Port Arthur, which is in Liaotong Peninsula near China. The European countries, that is the great powers like Russia, Germany and France, they started to pressure on Japan to give away Port Arthur. So, Japan also gave away Port Arthur. Meanwhile, Russia wanted to capture Port Arthur. So, it sent a huge army to China. Japan made alliance with England. That is, it made a relationship or an agreement with England. And it demanded Russia to go away from China. Russia underestimated Japan. In 1904, the war between the two countries, that is between Russia and Japan, began. This war was called as Russo-Japanese War. In this war, Japan defeated Russia and it got back Port Arthur. After this war, Japan entered the circle of the great powers. Strong arm diplomat of Japan. After 1905, Japan took control of Korean domestic and foreign policy. Initially, Japan only took the control of Korean domestic and the foreign policy of Korea, and later, after the assassination of the important Japanese diplomat or the advisor, it paved the way for Japanese to annex the entire part of Korea. Shanghai, a place in China, was captured by Germany. When China was in confusion after the fall of Manchu dynasty in 1912, Japan saw it as an opportunity to colonize more area. And thereafter, Japan also asked for the recognition to rule the entire Manchuria. Here in this map you can find the countries that form the two great powers, that is the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente. For example, the orange color shaded portion shows the countries which are being colonized by the British Empire. Colonization and its fallout. In the year 1876, 10% of Africa was under the control of Europeans, but by 1900, whole of Africa was colonized by Britain, France and Belgium. And few of its states were conquered by Italy and Germany. Britain, France, Russia, Germany established the spheres of influence in China. Japan took the control over Korea and Taiwan. France conquered the countries of Indochina, that is the countries like Malaysia, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam. And US took the control over Philippines from Spain. Britain and Russia partitioned Iran. And now let us see how was the first European attempts to conquer the colonies in Africa. That is, how was its first attempt to colonize Africa? The French had to fight a long in order to conquer Algeria and Senegal. The British lost to Zulus and Sudanese army, and the Italian army suffered a devastating defeat at the hands of Ethiopian army at Adowa. Causes, course and result of the World War I. Causes means it is the reason that led to the start of the First World War, and course is the sequence of events in the First World War. First we will see the causes, that is the reasons for the start of the First World War. European alliances and counter alliances. Alliances means it is the union or association formed for mutual benefit, that is for the benefit of each other. Here European alliances and counter alliances. Counter alliances means that is the alliances formed against the European alliance is the counter alliance. In the year 1900, 5 countries divided into 2 groups. The first group were the Central Powers, the countries like Germany, Austria-Hungary, Italy. These 3 countries joined together to form the Triple Alliance in the year 1882. This Triple Alliance was guided by Bismarck. And the other division consists of France and Russia. These 2 countries formed alliance in the year 1894 with the promise of mutual help. That is, they promised to help each other under critical situation. That is, when Germany tries to attack any of these countries, they will help each other. Now the Britain was left alone. In order to break the isolation, that is isolation means தனிமைப்படுத்துறது. Okay, in order to break this isolation, Britain approached Germany to join in Triple Alliance, but Germany refused. Japan was against Russia. Okay, Japan was against Russia. We have studied that. But France was an ally country of Russia. Just now we saw that the France made an alliance with Russia. France wants to make a relationship with Britain because France saw it as an opportunity to control the dispute between Russia and Japan. Okay, so France wanted to make alliance with Britain. There are 2 reasons why France wants to make alliance with Britain. First, it saw it as an opportunity to control the dispute between Russia and Japan. And second point is, France also wanted to settle the dispute with Britain, which happened during the colonizing of Africa. That is, France already had a dispute with Britain while it captured Africa. So in order to solve that dispute also, France wanted to make alliance with the British. And finally, the Britain joined alliance with France and Russia, and they formed the Triple Entente. Okay, so these countries, Britain, France and Russia, these 3 countries joined together to form the Triple Entente. So after this alliance, French took Morocco and British took Egypt. Okay, on the other side, British also reached an agreement with Russia, and again these 2 countries, they signed an agreement and they shared the countries like Persia, Afghanistan and Tibet. Persia in current days we call it as Iran. Okay, so this is how Britain joined an alliance with France and Russia. So here what you have to remember is the two major divisions. They are Triple Alliance and Triple Entente. Triple Alliance, what are the countries under Triple Alliance? Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy comes under Triple Alliance, and Triple Entente is Britain, France and Russia joins together to form this Triple Entente. Violent form of nationalism. What is meant by nationalism? Nationalism is the patriotic feeling of one's own country. So patriotic feeling of a country is good, but at the same time if it reaches above a level, it leads to some violent forms. So with the growth of nationalism, the attitude of my country, right or wrong, I support it. So this will be attitude of a person whose patriotic feeling is high. So he will be ready to support his country whether it is right or wrong. That is the decision made by the country, whether it is right or wrong, the person will be ready to support his country. This leads to love for one country demanded hatred for another country. England's jingoism, France's chauvinism and Germany's Kultur were militant form of nationalism. These names, jingoism, chauvinism, Kultur, these are the names of the method that is followed in each country. These are the militant form or the forces. They can, that is militant form means in order to safeguard its own country, they introduced military forces in their own country. That is, with this militant form, they can start war in any country at any time. And this was also a reason for the start of the First World War. Aggressive attitude of German emperor. What is meant by aggressive? Aggressive means behaving in violent or angry way to others. The aggressive attitude of German emperor. The aggressive nature, that is the violent behavior of the German emperor, was also a reason for the outbreak of the First World War. Emperor Kaiser William II of Germany said that Germany would be the leader of the world. So this statement shows his violent form of nationalism. He said that Germany would be the leader of the world. So therefore he started to expand his German navy. Navy means already we know it is Kadarpadai. So he started to expand his navy. But at that time, England was considered to be the supreme power in naval force. Germany wanted to compete with England. So it rapidly built its naval force, and on seeing the rapidness in building the naval force, Britain thought that Germany could attack it at any time. Therefore, Britain also started to improve its naval forces. This therefore increased the tension between the two countries. Hostility of France towards Germany. Hostility means a conflict or modal in Tamil. France and Germany were in conflict for a long time. During a war, France was defeated by Germany, and the places of France such as Alsace and Lorraine went into the hands of Germany. As we saw already, the places called Morocco in Africa was under French, but now the interference of British in Morocco was disliked by French. The agreement made by French and Britain was disliked by Germany. We have already seen that the French made an alliance with Britain, and French, Russia and Britain joined together to form the Triple Entente, and this was disliked by the Germany. So Kaiser William II, who was the emperor of Germany, he intentionally supported the Sultan who ruled Morocco before it was invaded by French. And the Emperor Kaiser William arranged a conference to decide the future of Morocco. Imperial power politics in Balkans. What is meant by imperialism? Imperialism means a country takes the control of another country and it starts to dominate it. This is what we call it as imperialism. Balkans means it is a place, that is a group of countries joined together, it is called as a Balkans, and it was ruled by the Turkish Empire. In Balkans, what happened due to imperialism? This is what we are going to see here. Young Turk Revolution took place in 1908. So the start of this Young Turk Revolution took place because it was an attempt to modernize the government in Turkey. In Balkan region, the Austria and Russia saw it as an opportunity to take control over the Balkans. Austria and Russia met and decided that Austria can annex Bosnia and Herzegovina. Annex means Austria can join these two countries with it, and Russia can have the freedom to move the warship to Mediterranean Sea through the straits such as Dardanelles and Bosporus. These two places, that is Dardanelles and Bosporus, are called as the straits. Strait means it is a narrow passage of water which connects two seas or two large water bodies. So, therefore, according to the agreement made by Austria and Russia, Austria got the freedom to annex Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Russia got the freedom to move its warship to Mediterranean Sea through the states such as Dardanelles and Bosporus. Austria then announced officially about the annex of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Serbia, on seeing the action of Austria, it showed its intense opposition. Now, Austria was supported by Germany and it promised to provide assistance if Russia supports Serbia. Already we have studied that. That is, Germany accepted to help Austria if Serbia was supported by Russia. The enmity between Austria and Serbia led to outbreak of war in 1914. The Balkans War. In the 18th century, what is meant by 18th century? The year from 1700 to 1800 is called as the 18th century. These 100 years are called as the 18th century. During the first half of the 18th century, that is from 1700 to 1750, what happened is, in the southwest part of Europe, Turkey was very powerful. As you can see in this map here, in the southwest part of Europe, the Turkish Empire was very powerful. Already they were ruling their own country, Turkey, and apart from that they were also ruling the southwest part of Europe. These Turkish Empire, that is the rulers of Turkey, were also called as the Ottoman Empire, and they also ruled the Balkan and also the Hungary and Poland countries. The country of Turkey not only consists of Turkish people but also the people from other nationality. So when people from many places, if they settle in one place, there is a chance of dispute. This is what happens here. There are many atrocities took place in that region. Many atrocities took place in the region as the people from many nationalities settled in one place. Political and economical instability took place in Turkish Empire. Greeks started to move away from Turkey's control. And in Macedonia. Here in this map you can see Macedonia. In this place also people from various nationalities started to settle in this place, like people from different countries like Greece, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Montenegro. All from all these places, people lived in Macedonia. Okay, and here also all these people from various countries fought for whom this Macedonia belongs to. In the year 1912, they formed the Balkan League. The first Balkan War started in 1912 and ended in 1913. The other countries, except the country of Turkey, other countries which were ruled by the Turkish Empire, they started to defeat the Turkish force. The first Balkan War came to an end by the Treaty of London, which was signed in May 1913. New state called Albania was formed and Macedonia was divided and it was shared by other countries. So even after this situation, Bulgaria was not satisfied with this division of Macedonia. So it started to attack Serbia and Greece, but Bulgaria was defeated at the end. The Second Balkan War came to an end by signing the Treaty of Bucharest in August 1913. In this map you can see the places which are being ruled by the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire means the Turkish Empire. Okay, and the group of countries like Serbia, Macedonia, Albania, and other few countries, all these together are called as the Balkans. Immediate cause. Now let us see what was the immediate cause for the outbreak of the First World War. Already we have seen many causes, that is the reasons for the outbreak of the First World War, and this is the immediate cause. That is, after this incident, immediately the First World War broke out. So it is said to be the immediate cause. The climax of these events in the Balkans occurred in the place called Sarajevo in Bosnia. On 28 June 1914, the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who has to be the next emperor of Austria-Hungary, was assassinated by Princip, a Bosnian Serb. Okay, so Archduke Franz Ferdinand was killed by Princip, who was a Bosnian Serb, and this was the cause of the outbreak, immediate cause of the outbreak of the First World War. By using this incident, Austria wanted to defeat Serbia. Austria was helped by Germany. Germany helped Austria, and Germany wanted to start the war first. Germany first declared war on Russia because Russia was ready to help Serbia. So therefore Germany first declared war on Russia, and even though Germany had no quarrel with France, it also declared a war on France also, because France is an alliance country of Russia. So therefore Germany declared war both on France and Russia. And later the Britain also joined the war. So what was the reason for Britain to join the war? Because the Germans violated, that is, it broke out the agreement of Belgian neutrality. What is meant by Belgian neutrality? The country Belgium signed an agreement with other countries that no countries should war or fight in Belgium. But Germany broke that agreement, so therefore Britain joined the war in order to attack Germany. Course of the war. Previously we studied about the causes. That is the reasons that led to the war, and now we are going to see the causes of the war. Causes of the war means it is the sequence of events happened during the war. Okay, the warring countries divided into two. One were the central powers. Germany, Austria-Hungary, Turkey, Bulgaria comes under the central powers. Okay, Germany, Austria-Hungary were already in group, and later Turkey and Bulgaria joined with Germany and Austria. Turkey are the Ottoman empires, and Bulgaria joined Germany because it was not satisfied with the division of Macedonia. So it joined with Germany now. And now Italy, which was with Germany and Austria, now came away separately because a place called Trentino, where many Italians lived, was owned by Austria. Okay, so the place called as Trentino, where many Italians lived, was owned by Austria. When Italy asked for that place from Austria, Austria refused to give that place to Italy. And Germany also did not support Italy in this conflict. So therefore, Italy went away separately. Is it clear? Italy went away separately and it did not join with anyone. It remained neutral. Okay. Later it joined with Britain and France, and it wanted to fight against Germany and Austria. Italy signed a treaty with Britain and France, and it is the Treaty of London, and it was signed in April 1915. Treaty means it is an agreement, as we already know. So this agreement was signed that Italy accepts to fight against the central powers, and in turn it also wants to regain its territory, that is Trentino. So therefore Italy accepted to join with Britain and France and fight against Germany and Austria. Allies. Allies means it is making an union or association with other countries. Okay. In Tamil we call it as Kutani. Now we will see what are the 9 states that opposed the central powers by forming an alliance. The 9 states were Russia, France, Britain, Italy, United States of America, Belgium, Serbia, Romania, and Greece. Okay, so these are the 9 states that opposed the central powers by forming an alliance. The United States, at first, it did not take part directly in the war. That is, for the first 3 years, it gave only moral and material support to Britain and France. Okay, and Romania and Greece played a very little role. That is, it took part only to a few extent in the war. Tsar's abortive attempts for peace. Tsar, who is a Russian king, he wants to avoid world war and he wants universal peace. And now we will see what were his attempts to avoid world war. Russian king Tsar Nicholas II says his opinion to avoid world war, to avoid the start of the war to the two powers, and he also recommended them to meet together and bring about universal peace. On his opinion, the two countries met and therefore two peace conferences were held at Hague in Holland. One conference was held on 1899 and other was held on 1907. See, both these peace conference was held before the start of the First World War. But both these conference ended with a failure. War in Western or French front. The countries on the west side of Germany is Belgium and France. First, the Germans defeated Belgium and it smashed the people of Belgium. Next, the burden of fighting went into the hands of the France. Germany next it fought with France, and almost most part of the Paris seems to be fall off. That is, most part of the Paris seems to be defeated. Battle of Tannenberg and Marne. Russia is in the east of Germany, and on the west of Germany it is France. The battle between Russia and Germany took place at Tannenberg. In this battle, Russia was defeated by the Germany. On the other side, battle between France and Germany took place at Marne. In this battle, the French succeeded and Paris was saved. Therefore, this battle, that is the Battle of Marne, is said to be the memorable event for the French. The French used the strategy called trench warfare in order to defeat the Germans. Now we will see what is meant by trench warfare. In this strategy, trench warfare, the ground was digged and the soldiers they used to hide inside these ditches, and they will attack the enemies. That is, they will hide and fire against the enemies. Moreover, these trenches were interlinked. They were connected to each other, so it was helpful for them to communicate with each other, and it was also helpful to provide food, ammunition. Ammunition means bullets, and also the shifting of soldiers also took place through this link. As you can see in this picture, the ground is dug and the soldiers are standing in those ditches and they are attacking the enemies. And you can also see these trenches are also interlinked or interconnected. This is what we call it as trench warfare, and using this strategy, the French were easily able to defeat the Germans and recapture Paris. Battle of Verdun. Between February and July 1916, the Germany attacked Verdun. Verdun is a fort in France, and it was attacked by the Germans. And during this 5 months gap, that is between February and July, in this 5 months gap, about 10 million people died. On the other side, in the battle between British and Germany, this battle took place near River Somme. In the first day of the battle itself, about 20,000 British soldiers died. And it was a great loss to the British. But luckily, the Battle of Verdun brought luck and favored the Allies. So, therefore, in spite of these many losses, the Allied countries finally won the battle. War in Eastern or Russian front. We have already seen that on the east side of Germany, it is Russia. And now we will see the war in Eastern or Russian front. In the eastern side, Russians repeatedly defeated Austria. In turn, Germany defeated Russia. Russian army was not well trained, and also they did not have enough weapons to attack their enemies. Therefore, Russian losses were the greatest. In the year 1917, the Tsarist regime, that is the Tsarist government in Russia, was overthrown in a revolution. And Finally, Russia wanted peace and consequently it signed a treaty with Germany. The treaty is and the treaty name is Brest-Litovsk and it was signed in 3rd March 1918. According to this treaty, Russia accepted that it will not take part in any of the war. Minor theaters of war in the Middle East. Now we will see what happened in the Middle East. In the Middle East, Turkey fought on the side of the Central Powers. Turkey belongs to the Central Powers and it fought on behalf of it. Initially, Turkey had met a continuous success. There was a continuous success on the side of the Turkey, and later on, the Allied suffered reverses. That is, particularly in Mesopotamia and Gallipoli, the Turkey was defeated. And again, the Turks tried to attack the Suez Canal, but it was also a failure. Britain attacked Turkey in Iraq and later in Palestine and Syria. In the Far East, we have Japan and China. China went and joined with the Allies, that is, it joined with the France and Britain. Japan was able to capture the province of Kyushu from China. That is, Japan captured a place called Kyushu from China. There was no war in the Far East, and Japan made use of this opportunity and it started to threaten China. Okay. Japan started to threaten China and it got many valuable concessions and privileges from China. In the Balkans, the Austro-German army in coordination with Bulgaria crushed Serbia. That is, Austria and Germany army along with Bulgaria, these three countries jointly attacked Serbia and defeated Serbia. Now Serbia came under the control of the German rule. Romania watched the Kosovo War and in August 1916 it joined the Allies, that is, it joined with Britain and France. Fate of colonies of Germany in Africa. The German colonies in Western and Eastern Africa were also attacked by the Allies. That is, already the Germans had captured many parts of Africa, especially in the eastern and western region of Africa, and they colonized that region. These colonized regions were attacked by the Allies. Since these colonies were far away from Germany, it was not able to get immediate help from the German army. Therefore, these colonized places were surrendered to the Allies. Okay, students, with this we will end today's session. In today's session, we studied about the scramble for colonies, a rivalry of great powers, the causes of the First World War, and we have started with the causes of the First World War. Okay, students, go through the lesson and take notes of the important points. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.